student from the country school, and today I'll be talking about healthcare. I became interested in this topic because of my grandmother, who is 78 years old and is living with an aide in her own home. One day, on the way home from visiting her, my dad and I got into a conversation about healthcare. With the topic still in the back of my mind, a few months later, when I heard about the TED Youth Talk, I decided to do my presentation on healthcare. To start things off, who's had the common cold before? That should be all of you. If you haven't had the common cold before, good for you. Believe it or not, the cold is a deadly virus. An elderly over the age of 85 is easily able to die from it. Think about the elderly. They might have the cold for a month during the winter season, while you only have it for a week or less. Put yourself in an elder's shoes for a minute. You being an elder, you're on the radio that the government is investing $18 million in the cures for cancer. At that moment, after hearing on the radio that they are investing $18 million, what would you think? Really take a second. Think about the common cold. Would anybody like to share the thoughts?
I've got it right now, it's terrible.
What I said before about the common cold, wouldn't an elder want the government to invest their money into finding cures for the cold, not besides regular medicines? The next time you have the cold, just think of how lucky you are that you don't have the virus for an entire month and hopefully won't die. The next topic that I'll be talking about is housing for the elderly. Here's a question for you. Is it better for an elderly to struggle in their own house, be at an old folks home, or be at an old folks home where everything is done for them? Taking into consideration the money factor. Did anybody think of that an elder can also live at their own home with an aide to support them if they get injured or fall down or need help? I've got one more question for you. When you become old, would you want yourself to live in an old folks home, at your house by yourself, or at your house by yourself with an aide? My final topic that I'll be talking about is medicine. Raise your hand if you've taken medicine before. Doesn't matter the brand, type, or style. So that's pretty much all of you. My question is, was medicine a good or bad invention? It's a good invention when it saved lives of a child around the age of 5. But 80 years later, elderly care comes into play. After inventing medicine, the world has millions and millions of elders needing care. To provide the care for these elders, the government of most countries uses millions of dollars to provide services for them. I have used medicine before. I wouldn't say it has saved my life, but it has been very useful. Without medicine, many people of all ages, especially young children, would have died. But with medicine, government has to invest many thousands of millions of dollars in services for the elderly. The next time you use medicine, just think, is this medicine going to save my life? Healthcare is a trending problem in the present world. In my lifetime, I would like to see improvements in healthcare, not just for the elderly, but for all ages. Things for you to take away from my presentation today are, how long will I have this healthcare issue, if you have a healthcare issue to begin with? When you become an elder, are you going to want to live in your own house with an aide, or in an old folks home? And is medicine a good and bad invention? Think about this when you take medicine for you next time. And if I don't have this medicine, will I survive? Thank you for your time today, and I hope you've learned something new about healthcare.